to desire. We toast the glamour and success of one of Hollywood's most desirable women, before taking a look at the world's most expensive car. We indulge in some uniquely gourmet beauty treatment. And we sneak a peek at some very luxurious spyware. The reigning king of ultra-feminine fashion was born Valentino Garavani on May the 11th, 1932, in Voghera, Italy. After showing a keen interest in design at high school, he moved to Paris at the age of 17 to study at the École des Beaux-Arts and Chambre syndicale de la couture parisienne. As an apprentice, he worked with Jacqueline de Ribe, Jean Dess and Guy Laroche, before returning to Italy in 1959, where he opened his own small atelier. Already dubbed the golden boy of Italian fashion, Valentino's first show in Florence in 1962 was a triumph and the launchpad for his meteoric rise to the top of international haute couture. Valentino once said that elegance is the balance between proportion, emotion and surprise. And for him, elegance is all about the dress, which has always taken centre stage in his haute couture collections. At one of his most recent shows in Paris, models paraded on high lilac sandals wearing light see-through pearl. Colours ranged from pale pink and lilac to white and light brown, with just a hint of Valentino red. Dresses are not heavy, they're based on lightness. For the first time, I created a collection ranging from white to powdery colours, with only one red dress, which is Valentino's colour, the one I'd always used for my collections. Despite his startling array of rich and famous clients, Valentino proved he was also a designer of the people by launching a ready-to-wear range in 1998, which has gone from strength to strength. At a recent ready-to-wear show at the Carrousel du Louvre, he put on a spectacular catwalk display, draping dozens of models across an opulent set of white steps, topped with a huge gleaming silver V. Italian model Maria Carla Boscono stood out in an empire-line dress with a black velvet strapless top, seeking into a rippling skirt made from alternating panels of white chiffon and shimmering black sequins. This time, the designer treated the audience to lashings of his trademark lipstick red in his final sequence of 4 gowns. Throughout his distinguished career, Valentino has collected a number of impressive awards, but pride of place on his mantelpiece will surely be reserved for the French Legion of Honor he received in a star-studded ceremony in Paris. It's all part of the jet-set lifestyle of the 73-year-old Valentino, who owns a villa in Rome, a chateau near Paris, a chalet in Gstaad and a townhouse in London, and has absolutely no plans to retire.
What I want to express is something extremely haute couture. Then I really work a lot to put together clothes. Then they are quite difficult to make. And I really want my girl looking sensational and beautiful.
Coming soon, Nicole Kidman. It may not be the secret to eternal youth, but one Italian company claims to have found a unique way to make our skin look younger and healthier by developing a revolutionary cream made of truffles. This is skincare at its most luxurious. Truffles are a much sought-after delicacy, especially in French and Italian cuisine. But now in Genoa, northern Italy, they're the flavour of the month in the city's beauty parlours. and applied to the faces and bodies of rich Italian women in the pursuit of beauty and eternal youth. Truffle Therapy is the latest addition to a collection of gourmet products by the Daphla Skincare Institute. Catania University has tested the lightening properties of the product on melanoma stains, while the Pavia University has proved its efficiency at preventing wrinkles and making skin firmer, demonstrating that it really works, in response to people rightly asking for results and not just consumer marketing. Daphla scientists claim that these truffle products reduce the size of a spot caused by aging, hormones or the sun by 60% within 1 month. Black truffles contain a blend of amino acids that act like Botox, which the scientists claim reduce the appearance of wrinkles. Another popular ingredient in Daphla's products is chocolate. Chocolate contains mineral salts, mainly iron, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, as well as vitamins. The most useful of these are the polyphenols, substances with a strong antioxidant and anti-wrinkle effect. It also contains caffeine and theobromine, which Daphla scientists say help to energize and stimulate cellular activity. They say that this cream mixed with dark chocolate, anise and cloves has draining properties and targets cellulite. I feel fresh and smelling of chocolate. Certainly, there is an aromatherapy effect. Emotions are evoked as the client smells and feels the fragrance, experiencing an antidepressant effect. As it's known, chocolate has the property to elevate the spirits. And if the smell of the chocolate is too much to resist, you can even tuck into the chocolate cream, as all the ingredients are natural and preservatives are kept to a minimum. Another sought-after ingredient is wine, but not just any old drop. Back at the lab, bottles have been analysed to screen which grape variety is best for draining cellulite. In our company, we concentrated on using Italian wines, Chianti, Moscato, Pinot or Alto Adige. They contain different and interesting cosmetic properties. Grapes are rich in powerful antioxidants, with energizing and anti-aging properties. In the red wine, there are more polyphenols and tannins compared to white wine, so using the reds for certain targets, you obtain better results on the anti-wrinkling effect. Of course, such gourmet treatments are not cheap. A single truffle facial costs around $130, while a do-it-yourself skin lightening kit is priced at $55. Bon appetito! Of course, nobody's life is perfect. But if there's one person on the planet who seems to come pretty close, it would have to be Oscar winner, UN ambassador, model, mother, millionaire and newlywed Nicole Kidman. After blowing into Hollywood on the back of Dead Calm in 1989, Australia's most celebrated redhead stole the heart of Tinseltown's most eligible bachelor. And for the next decade, she and Tom Cruise reigned as the world's most glamorous couple, adopting 2 children and starring together in 3 blockbuster movies, including Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut. When they split in 2001, Nicole commented to the press that finally she could wear heels again, and that's when her career really started to soar. Undeterred by the broken rib and wrenched knee she suffered during rehearsal, her all-singing and dancing turn in Moulin Rouge won her a 2nd Golden Globe and made her E-Celebrity of the Year.
I believe you were expecting me.
Yes.
And having truly arrived, she wasn't going anywhere. Her face graced nearly all of the world's major magazine covers, including Playboy and Vanity Fair. And she won a People magazine poll for Most Wanted Skin. It's an attribute she fiercely protects. According to best friend Naomi Watts, she never crosses the road without a hat. But she proved she was so much more than a pretty face when she won an Oscar for her portrayal of Virginia Woolf in The Hours.
It's mine and mine alone.
The voice that you hear.
It is not! It is mine!
Donning a big nose and an English accent, she even taught herself to write with her other hand to nail the part. At 5'10" tall, the statuesque beauty has had no shortage of male admirers. She's been romantically linked with some of the world's most eligible men, such as Lenny Kravitz, Robbie Williams and Steve Bing, as well as with some of the less eligible ones. Her friendship with Jude Law during the filming of Cold Mountain, for instance, sparked rumours that she may have been at the centre of his split from wife Sadie Frost. But the negative publicity did nothing to dim her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Already one of the wealthiest actresses in Hollywood, pocketing $20 million per movie, she became the highest paid actress of all time, when she netted $3.7 million as the face of Chanel No. 5 in a 4-minute commercial directed by Baz Luhrmann. But not everything in the garden is rosy for the world's most photographed woman, who's reported to be terrified of butterflies and suffers panic attacks when appearing at movie premieres. Away from all the glitz and glamour, she finds time to give back as the UN's Goodwill Ambassador for the Development Fund for Women. Her idea of the good life is a Sunday afternoon with red wine, some opera music and cooking at her waterfront home in North Sydney's Palm Beach. Despite her porcelain complexion, she confesses to a weakness for apple martinis and chocolate. She's also an accomplished pianist and loves to play tennis. Never far down People magazine's best dress list, one of her favourite designers is Karl Lagerfeld for Chanel. She's also a big fan of Dior and Balenciaga, who designed the dress for her fairy tale wedding to Nashville superstar and fellow Australian Keith Urban. Guests at the candlelit ceremony in Sydney must have been presented with a very awkward dilemma. What do you give the bride that already has just about everything? Coming up, luxury on wheels. Formerly known only as a gambling mecca for Europe's aristocracy, the tiny Principality of Monaco first burst onto the world's front pages in 1956, when its crowned prince became betrothed to a Hollywood princess. Prince Rainier's marriage to glamour queen Grace Kelly was the high society event of the decade. In the 50 years since, this narrow coastal strip which separates the French from the Italian Riviera has rarely been out of the glossy magazines. And it's easy to see why. Backing onto the balmy waters of the Mediterranean, this 2-square-kilometre patch of prime real estate offers far more than its exotic location. The fact that residents of Monaco are not required to pay income tax makes it an ideal tax haven for the fabulously wealthy jet set, looking to preserve the health of their hefty bank accounts. With few responsibilities and civic duties to fulfill, members of the Grimaldi royal family are free to busy themselves with hosting some of the world's most lavish parties and sporting events. From the Monaco Formula One Grand Prix and World Cliff Diving Championships to the World Music Awards and major fashion fundraisers. The newly crowned Prince Albert has earned a reputation for being one of the world's most generous hosts, lavishing every kind of luxury on his famous guests and treating them to the best of Monaco's famous nightlife. But it's his late father, Prince Rainier, who's credited with transforming Monaco into the prosperous idyll it is today. When he inherited the throne in 1949, this tiny state on the Côte d'Azur and its famous casino were already in decline. He set about re-establishing it as a playground for the super-rich. That's why it became a magic love story. It was really love at first sight. They got married and had 3 children. They succeeded to be happy, and the glory of Grace Kelly splashed on Monaco. As well as Prince Albert, the couple produced 2 daughters, Princess Caroline and Princess Stephanie, who inherited their mother's movie star looks as well as her ability to hijack the world's headlines. No doubt the loyal subjects of Monaco, known quaintly as Monegasques, are hoping that Rainier's party-loving son and heir will be able to emulate his prosperous reign.
East Coast, West Coast, in the States, are very important marketing areas as far as luxury cars in general are concerned, and there's no reason why it shouldn't work for Bugatti either.
No doubt the company hopes that many American collectors